And joining me now is David Hawkins. He joins us weekly to break down some of the big stories here in Washington. And as we stand here today, it is mid-April. The first quarter is over. That means this new Congress is already about 1/8 the way through. And David, what are kind of the big headlines that you're looking at? What's the big takeaway so far?
So I think the big theme, and I think it's time now to say that there is going to be a theme for this Congress, which is a divided Congress now, which we didn't have last year. Now there's a Democratic House and a Republican Senate, that they're really going in two pretty different directions. Nancy Pelosi's House is going to be the Oversight House, and Mitch McConnell's Republican Senate is going to be the Judicial Confirmation Senate. And they're just going to spend their time doing really different things and two very different personalities.
And even though it is divided and they haven't been able to pass a lot because of that, when you look at the House filled with new members, what are some of the stuff that they have at least tried to do?
So they have done a couple of things. They did end the shutdown. They did tell the president they thought he should not declare an emergency to move money around to build his wall, although they didn't do that by a big enough majority to override a veto. The House has moved on to some other things. They've done a gun control bill. They have done a massive legislation to overhaul the political system. Both of those are dead letters in the Senate, but they have at least tried to stake out, political positioning, because, part of what this is about, Congress does three things. They write actual laws, they pass bills as political messaging, and they do oversight. And the House has been pretty good at two of those three.
Yeah, a huge focus on oversight. Obviously, they were sworn in, or they ran on that, which was a big part of their platform. They're not in Washington right now.
Right.
They are on spring break, although they don't like if you call it spring break, do they?
Yeah, we should use the air quotes. They don't like it. They like the phrase district work period, and it is true that a vast majority of these members don't take all that much time off. Yes, it's true that some of them who are in really politically safe positions, or some of them who only ran for Congress with the promise that they'd take the wife and kids to Disney World over spring break, most of them do spend the vast majority of their time, when Congress is not meeting in Washington, back in their districts. They meet with constituents. They have town meetings. They try and solve district problems. They do some study trips. If you're on the Armed Services Committee, you'll probably be invited to go see the latest aircraft carrier. If you're on the National Resources Committee, you'll be invited to go to a national park and understand how that works. So they do work when they're on spring break. They just don't want it to be called a break.
Well, everyone deserves a little bit of time off, including yourself, David Hawkins, so we're going to let you go here. For more stories like these, you can sign up for The Firewall at thefirewall.us.